At around 180 million years old, I read that the Daintree is the oldest continually surviving tropical rainforest on Earth. On Earth! And in this video, we're lucky enough to be exploring this ancient and magnificent landscape.
I don't know if you can see that on the camera, but I've spotted a mangrove jack through there.
We're talking wild coconuts and rope swings along pristine coastlines, forest trekking, river cruising, croc spotting, and even an escape mission from the fastest crab I think I've ever seen. You, sir, are the quickest crab. Whoa! In other news, Gaz tries to take me out with chunky milk.
But when I opened it, it had all that funky stuff in it. Bottle looks lumpy.
Looks lumpy. And I get bamboozled by this little mischievous barramundi. Ooh! So if any of this tickles your fancy, then feel free to stick around and join us for another FEC'n Adkenture.
Holy crap, there's a giant swing here. No. Oh, tree there.
Oh, see?
Give us the torch, Gaz.
Oh, yeah.
Ahoy folks, Jake the Ken here. I'm fishing, exploring and camping my way around Australia with my trusty sidekick Bad Gaz and slowly but surely documenting our journey here. In the last episode, we left Barry the barramundi behind at the Bloomfield River, we drove the famous Bloomfield track, and finished up at the beautiful Thornton's beach. We're kicking this video off from that very same beach, and I think we've just missed the sunrise, but let's cruise down and see what's happening.
You can see from this big crater here that this has recently dropped off the tree, hit the ground and fallen over, so that's pretty fresh. I think we'll take that. I ended up wearing a bit, but that was delicious.
From this beach, it's a short walk to a river mouth, which I believe becomes Cooper's Creek. There's certainly saltwater crocodiles that live throughout the waterways of the Daintree, so I thought I'd go for a squiz and see if I could find any. Unfortunately, there were no crocs around this morning, or at least none that I could see, but I did find a few interesting critters just cruising around doing their thing.
Oh my god, what is that fish? I think that's an eel eating a barramundi. Look at that. That is a huge eel. Is that an eel? Did I just witness an eel eat a barramundi? Whoa.
Well, that slithery little devil has got me curious, so let's jump on old mate Google and see what eels live in the Daintree. Okay, so this little AI overview panel thing here tells us that there are longfin eels and freshwater moray eels. Apparently the longfin eels are carnivorous and eat fish, turtles and even small birds. Holy shit. Well, I'm pretty sure that one that we saw was eating some kind of fish, and apparently they are also known for going downstream and offshore, which also kind of makes sense because we've seen this guy just at the river mouth, and I think that would be too salty for a freshwater eel.
Bulk bird action happening. I would love to go to the car, get a fishing rod and come back here because there's heaps of fish action just happening all over the place, but I'm pretty sure this river is the start of a national park, so I think this water is actually protected and you can't fish there until just a little section at the river mouth. So bit of a shame from a fishing perspective, but a lovely place to come for a walk. There's these little sand bugs that have absolutely been smashing Gaz and I. I'll try and show you them. They're tiny, tiny little black bugs. You see them, and I have no idea how they can even bite you because they're so small, but the bite stings, and then you get these huge red welts, so I might get out of here. They're all little bugs. Check out the wheels on this little crab. Oh, he's off. Whoa, this fella can move. Oh, where did he go? Oh, there he is. Whoa, he's so fast. Oh, he's chasing me down now. Whoa! You, sir, are the quickest crab I have ever met. Good day.
Well, that was a cool little river mission. We'll leave the eel, the birds and the speedy crab to get on with their day. I'll quickly go back to the car to get the Coco bus to 9,000. Now we're back to the Coco zone.
Back to the beach with the Coco, but this time we've got a knife. So let's break it open and see if there's anything good in there. So this is the tree that the coconut fell from, and at the base here we've got this stump. Oh, I've got a spider on me, hang on. And this stump looks like the perfect stump for coconut work. If we get rid of this sand here, you can see the stump's got a perfect little hole in it, which, look, I don't know, but I think is perfect for a coconut holder. All right, let's get in there. All right, there we go. So we don't quite have that thick coconut layer in here that I was hoping for. You can see it's starting to develop there. Oh, that's looking a little cocoa-y. Look, probably not a great idea, do not recommend, but I'm gonna have a nibble of that and see what it tastes like. Ugh. Tastes like wet bark that has been soaking in coconut juice. Not terrible, but not great. Oh well, now we know.
Certainly not a bad start to the morning.
Yeah, see, that's that thick layer of coconut I was talking about. This is one I've just found already open on the ground. And that one's, I don't know if, it's hard to say whether it's gone that color over time. I'd like to know what color this was when it fell, but yeah, that's the sort of layer I was hoping we might find inside the green one. I found this little thing under the tree as well, so maybe just out of curiosity we'll bust this open and see what's in there, hey? Not a lot. Ah, that was smart, wasn't it? Now it's all sandy. I don't know, is that a mini coconut? Was that gonna become a coconut before it fell? Is that something else? Don't know. Whoa, look at this bug. I'm gonna have to bust the phone out. The GoPro won't quite get the detail of this thing, but this thing looks insane. There you go, mate. Have a look at that little thing. What a funny looking unit that was. Well, well, well. What do we have here? It's fallen down from up there. Back to the cocoa bench. All right, let's get him on the operating table. Now this one unfortunately has already got holes in it. I don't know if that's an animal, probably an animal that's gotten into there. There's juice coming out, so I think because this one's already been pierced, I'm not gonna eat it. For scientific purposes, I'm gonna bust this open. Oh, it's a juicy one. Look at all that juice. Does feel like a shame to waste it, but I just didn't want to drink it because it wasn't sealed. Ah, here we go. Okay. Interesting. And I would say that that's kind of in between the little green one that I had earlier, which really had none of that white stuff in the middle, and the one we found over there that was fully white. Oh look, it's old mate Bug, he's back again. We'll put him back down here, maybe he's after the cocoa juice. Anyway, that's enough coconut research for one day.
Let's head back to Truck Norris, see what Gaz is up to, and get ready for a day of exploring.
Quick little oil top up this morning. Alright, we've got a quick little project to take care of now. So if you've been watching for a while, you might remember I got Bad Gaz a little mirror here that I found on the side of the track when we were in Cape York. So this is that mirror from Cape York, and since then it's just been bouncing around in the back of the car down the side there. So I think what we might do is we might mount it here so that we can use it. Oh, look at all these bites. I don't know if you can see, I got those little fly bites everywhere. I think what we might do is just use a couple of cable ties. We'll put one on vertically and one on horizontally. So I've got a couple of cable ties down here. Oh, you're gonna get to see these giant shark tracers too. Haven't had these in action because they're really, in my mind, to catch a fish that big, you really need two people. So and Bad Gaz is not interested in dealing with any of that. So I don't know, maybe one day we'll see these in action, but for now they're just chilling out down the bottom of the fishing box. I'll get a few because we probably got to extend them a bit. Always handy for many reasons to have cable ties, so we've got quite a few of those. And I got these containers specifically for this esky because, as you can see, there is no wasted room in there. Everything fits perfect. Hello, Bad Gaz. We might just grab this little Leatherman kit which lives up there. There we go, set of pliers. Snip the ends off. Oh, not as good as a regular set of pliers, but does the job. See if we can make the join maybe go off to the side. Four should do the trick. I do have proper pliers, but they're deep in the tool bag, so these will not very neatly, but they're doing the job. There we go. And then we'll sneak over the top here. Look, to be honest, I've done a bit of a crap job of that. It's not even mounted square, but anyway, there we go. Mirror attached.
That's cool.
Happy with that, are you guys?
Yeah, that's cool.
Cool.
That's good. It's better than my mini mirror.
Very
Look how
nice.
small it is.
It's a little bit small, isn't it? And it doesn't sit up anywhere.
No, I literally have to hold it like this and
Do, Inspector Bad Gaz.
that's way better.
Woohoo!
With the mirror project complete and some solar source on the noggin, it's time to check the map and get out of here.
Bad Gaz,
Yeah.
would you mind going to the fridge and getting my coffee, please, while I try and work out where the heck we are?
Ah, Gaz, what's she up to now?
So I'm just getting Jake's coffee, but in Cooktown there wasn't much milk left, so I had no choice but to get this milk. But when I opened it, it had all that funky stuff in it, like cream, and it's supposed to be like that, I guess. Hopefully Jake likes it. Here you go, buddy.
Thank you, Gaz.
By the way, it's different milk.
What do you mean?
It's pasteurised milk.
What does that mean?
I'm not quite sure, but I think it's more like cream.
Oh, it's a bit strange.
It was
Is
a
it within date?
Yeah.
Why do we have some creamy milk?
I don't know. It was
Oh, you bought the wrong milk, didn't you, Gaz?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
classic
expensive too.
I feel like don't drink suspicious milk is one of those life lessons you learn when you're young. I'm going against my
Suspicious milk theory.
yeah, I'm going against my life philosophy of don't drink suspicious milk. We'll see how it is.
He was a good man, but Bad Gaz poisoned him.
To be honest, if you didn't say anything, I wouldn't have even known.
Oh, that's good. Bottle looks lumpy
Looks lumpy.
in the milk bottle.
Ooh. I think we're pretty much like from Daintree. If you just go straight east to the coast, I think that's about where we are.
Yeah.
Cool. We've just gone past We've just gone past a sign that says Thornton, so I'm pretty sure that first stop for the day where we've just been was Thornton's Beach. I don't know why, but I just cannot say Thornton's. I got to slow it down so much. Thornton's.
Is it Thornton or Thornton?
I don't even know. I've just made a mess of this. We're at a beach.
Yeah, I had to give up on that one. Maybe that milk was bad.
Cassowary is crossing the next 2 kilometres.
I said that for like the last 10 kilometres.
Where are the cassowaries, Gaz? Look, here's the sign. Cassowary sign.
I want to see one.
After cruising through the rainforest for roughly 5 to 10 minutes, we arrive at a boardwalk. Let's go check it out.
Just trying to get Lockie out of this tangled mess of cords back here. Bit of Lockie the club lock action.
From the car park, we find these boards, which contain a wealth of information about the area and its history. As we cruise around now, I'll read out a few sections to give you some idea of what we're looking at here. And now that we're out of the car, I'm not all that keen on bumping into a cassowary because according to this sign, they can cause serious injury or death. Better send Bad Gaz on the walk first. Anyway, back to those info signs. Mudja is one of the few places where plants representing all stages of the evolution of land plants over the last 400 million years are found. And Enjoy an easy stroll through rainforest and mangrove forest along the 1.2 kilometre, roughly 45-minute return Mudja Botanical Walk. In the Daintree, mangroves and rainforests live side by side with no large area of overlap. As you cross the creek at the end of the elevated boardwalk, you will notice the abrupt transition from mangrove forest to rainforest.
I don't know if you can see that on the camera, but I've spotted a mangrove jack through there. Oh, let's try to find him again. Where is he? He's around there. He is.
Oh, I see.
Apologies folks, I appreciate this isn't my best camera work of all time, but if you have a look at the end of that arrow, he should be popping out right there. You can see him going towards a tree trunk. And that, I believe, is a mangrove jack, which I have caught one of a long time ago back in Calliope. As the boardwalk continues, the water certainly appears to get deeper and more vast. Mangroves thrive in the salty waterlogged mud of the lower banks, while rainforests grow in the rich organic salt-free soils of the higher banks.
Check out this triangle looking root system here. Bit of hypotenuse action. Tell you what, this right heel's copping a bit of a beating. The old double left thong special. Hey look, it's that triangle root system we saw before.
So nice in here.
Very nice place, isn't it?
It's peaceful. And the air feels fresh.
It does feel fresh. We're going to jump back in the car now and we're going to head towards the Daintree Village.
Oh, can't do peace with these fingers. Bit taped together.
I like big buttresses.
Look at that lad.
So Gaz, Mix-a-Lot and I are back in the truck and back on the road to explore more of the Daintree.
Do you want to go to the insect museum, bad Gaz?
No, I'm covered in insect bites enough as it is.
Quick stop off at the Daintree Rainforest Village here. Bad Gaz went in to get a sticker for our roof. You've got some extra goodies, Gaz. What have we got there?
A mega Angus steak pie.
Oh, sounds alright. What's that for me?
Yep, and a sausage roll
Any sauce?
in the fridge.
Woo! Yeah, bad Gaz.
Thankfully, the sauce wasn't as suspicious as the milk from earlier, so that pie was delicious. Now we're just around the corner and we're cruising into a little Daintree ice creamery, because why not?
What have we got here, bad Gaz?
Strawberry ice cream. That's good. It tastes like that frozen yogurt back in the day you could get.
I'm not much of an ice cream enthusiast, so rather than getting my own and wasting most of it, I usually just have a few spoonfuls of bad Gaz's, which she says she's okay with, but check out the death stare here.
Good ice cream? I swear you're a child.
My big schnoz is in the way.
Get out of your neck.
I'm just realising that today's video is slowly being overrun by tree content, and there is a lot of plants going on around here, so I'll give you a look at a few more and we'll get back on the road.
I didn't notice at the time, but this place is also a tropical orchid, which probably explains why there's so many unique cool plants around.
All aboard.
From here, we head to a beach called Cow Bay, which I'm told is one of those cannot miss locations if you're up this way. It's a short 9-kilometre drive that takes us about 10 minutes, so let's go see what all the fuss is about.
I've seen a lot of beaches on this trip, but wait till you see this one. This has got to be one of the nicest. Holy crap, there's a giant swing here. This guy called Jim, who I met at Cooktown, told me to make sure I do not miss Cow Bay, so if you're out there, thank you very much, Jim. Very cool place.
I read on that info board back at the boardwalk that what makes this section of coastline particularly special is that it's where 2 World Heritage areas exist side by side, that being the wet tropics, which includes the Daintree Rainforest and the Great Barrier Reef. We also found a couple of ripper tree swings here. The bigger one has a plank for a seat, which Gaz used more conventionally than I did, and there's also a smaller one without a seat, which was heaps of fun as well.
Tarzan! How fun's that?
Awesome.
That's the best thing I've been on.
My only problem with this swing is that right up the top, where the swing attaches, there's a bunch of coconuts, so good fun swinging on it, but I didn't want to get hit in the noggin. We've just walked up from the swing, which is to the right there. Done a turn on this sand, and look what we've found here. What do we got here, Bad Gaz? What an amazing little river.
That's so cool. It's like
Oh, Gaz, we got to get a fishing rod out. There's got to be barramundi in there.
the last day to do it.
Ooh. Yep, all right, we're gonna go back to the car, get a fishing rod, come back here. Oh, yep, I'm on. To a tree, Gaz!
Got snagged.
No!
To a new lure.
No!
Nothing says fashion like a bum bag.
Don't pick on my bum bag.
Surprised you don't have your Crocs on.
I'll have you know, this is a very, very practical accessory, Gaz.
I know it's mine,
Yes.
but I never get to use it.
After about 15 minutes of flicking lures around with no success, we pull stumps, jump back in Truck Norris and hit the road again.
What a hidden little gem Cow Bay was, hey?
Yeah, it was so nice.
The swing was pretty cool, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was fun.
Now we're on our way to the Daintree ferry.
Before we get to the ferry, you guessed it, we've got more rainforest to cruise through, which I'm certainly not mad about. To give you an idea of the sheer size of the Daintree, I read that it takes up 1,200 square kilometres, making it the largest single section of rainforest in the country. To put that into context for those back home in Victoria, that's bigger than Greater Melbourne, and according to my calculations, it's big enough to house every barista in the state and still have enough room for them to argue about which suburb makes the best coffee. The Daintree River, which you can see on this animation, kind of separates the area into 2 sections, and in order to access the southern parts, we're going to boost over on this little ferry. From memory, it was about $30 for a one-way ticket or $50 for a return. And although this technically isn't the only way to the other side, the alternative is driving ages inland, so practically it kind of is the only way.
How's this, guys? The second ferry we've been on. First the Jardine ferry at Cape York, and now the Daintree ferry.
For anybody keeping track at home, we covered about 17 kilometres from Cow Bay to our next location, which is just on the other side of this ferry. Now it's time to see if we can find ourselves a crocodile.
We're going on a crocodile cruise. I hope we see one.
These 2 cruise companies operate side by side along the Daintree, and honestly I can't even remember which one we went with, but for the most part they seemed pretty similar. We walked down to the dock, hopped on this little ripper of a riverboat, waited for the ferry that we just travelled over on, and then we were on our way. The tour guide headed over to the riverbanks on the lookout for a big salty kicking back in the shallows. I quite enjoyed the unique view of the forest from the water too. It's pretty wild to think that this part of the world has existed pretty much just like this for millions of years. And when I say millions, I'm not talking about one or two, but somewhere in the ballpark of 180, which I don't know about you, but for me, that's pretty hard to wrap my head around. We weren't on the water long before the guide located this croc. I reckon this one was around 2.5 metres long, but I've read on a Daintree tourism website that the male crocodiles in this river can grow up to 6 metres. There was apparently another one people could see pretty clearly in here, but I couldn't see shit. Let me know if you can spot it at home. Anyway, back to dry land we go. Bad gas, croc cruise, weird milk, fishing.
So just heading down to the little dock here where we jumped on the boat for our river cruise, because there were some good looking spots to flick back here against the bank. Ah, of course, the boats are here. These boats weren't here earlier, they were out cruising, but it makes sense that everyone's wrapped up for the day. I was going to stand over here and cast back, and then the same, stand there and cast back at the snag, so that's a bummer. Oh, well, we'll have a go down here. Got snagged down there with our soft plastic, so I've swapped lures and I've gone with a floating lure. So this is a popper. Never caught a fish on a popper. I actually found this at the Cooktown jetty, but we'll give it a go. It won't sink, so we shouldn't get snagged. This is a bit heavier than the plastic we had on before, so we should be able to get out towards that snag like that, which I think is pretty good territory to try and find a fish. Some fish action just here. See if we can get the popper about it. Quite. Oh, just seen a nice swirl in the water near where we were casting, which I don't know if that's disheartening because it's right where I've been casting this. Let's send one out to the middle. Alright, we're switching out the Halco Rooster popper. We're going to try the Bomber 16A. This is a fairly heavy lure too, at least compared to that 1/4 ounce plastic I was throwing to start with, so we shouldn't have too much trouble getting out near that snag. Alright, whoops. Between the log and the stump perfectly. Let's see if that brings anybody out of the sticks. Wow, have a look at that red glow in the water coming down from the cloud up there. Isn't that pretty? Very peaceful spot, besides the lurking crocodiles. Change of attack again here. Going to get rid of all of the lures and put a piece of herring on. Ooh!
I'd rather jump in the water than that touch me.
I caught a barramundi at the mouth of the Bloomfield River recently, and I caught that on a piece of herring, so it's given me a bit of faith in that. Not the biggest hook in the world, probably prefer a bigger one, but that's what we got in the bag, so that's what we're going to use. Don't know if it'll show up on the GoPro, but there is a huge amount of birds cruising across there, or maybe they're bats. I think they're bats. Wow. The bat apocalypse is here. I wish the fish apocalypse was here. Oh look, here's one. It's gone rogue. Rogue from the pack. It's just flying that way towards the sunset. There goes a bat. Oh, here's another one. There goes a bat. No one's after a bit of herring this afternoon. That's a shame. Bat. No fish tonight, unfortunately, but we did get a pretty special sunset. It was actually really hard walking up this ramp, looking at the video and looking at you moving the light, but we got there.
I'm like blinding by the
No, 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 no. Oh, tree there.
Oh, see?
Give us the torch, Gaz.
Oh yeah.
Here we are. All aboard, bad Gaz.
Ow, all aboard.
No, 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 bad Gaz.
Gaz cam. Hit my neck. And that's it for today. See ya.
Well, as you know, I got caught up in the bat zone last night and we didn't make it to the Daintree Village itself. But that's okay because we're heading there first thing this morning. The drive is about 15 kilometres from the pontoon where we left you folks last night, and I'm noticing as we head west and get further inland that the landscape is starting to open up, flatten out and give way to beautiful fields and pastures. I've read that the town itself has a population of about 100 people and that the surrounding valleys are home to around another 100. As you would have seen on the little car animation that I showed just before, the township is located along the banks of the Daintree River, the same river that we were cruising on in the boat yesterday. So I'll stop speaking for a little bit now, let you enjoy some of the scenery, and then we'll jump out the car and check this place out.
There's the troopy. It's about 6:45 in the morning here, so nothing is open. It doesn't seem like anybody's awake even, except that bird you can hear in the background. So I'll give you a quick look around the little village here, and then we're going to head down towards the water.
Down one side of the street here, you can see there's a variety of little shops, including a cafe, a general store and a hotel. Down the other side, there's a timber gallery, which I don't think is in operation anymore. And there's also a pretty quirky looking caravan park and lodge, which seems to be pretty popular as I can see quite a few people camping out the back. This place also has quite a few cool bits and pieces lying around out the front too.
Hey, this is pretty cool. Took me a minute to work out what it was, but it's like a bird made out of an old shovel head. Very cool. So there we go, that's the main street. Troopy's just parked over there. Very nice, quiet little place. We'll jump back in the Troopy and burn about 100 metres that way, and we'll be at the boat ramp. No, 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 bad guys! Bad guys!
I saw that stupid thing on my finger.
What time is it, Gaz?
6:54.
No. What time is it, Gaz?
Like fishing time.
Fishing time. Bad Gaz is not quite ready for the camera, she tells me. We've got a shirt on back to front and inside out.
It's my pajama shirt.
So, sorry folks, you'll have to wait a little bit longer for some Bad Gaz action today. You're stuck with me for a bit.
Yeah, I didn't get time to get ready this morning.
Where can I catch a fish here? We've been getting absolutely pumped by sandflies or midgies or whatever they are.
Mosquitoes, Mars flies,
yeah.
little fruit fly looking things.
The mosquitoes and the big flies aren't too bad. It's those tiny, like, really small flies, and they've just been smashing us. And last night I was so itchy. I was waking up in the night from itchiness.
Same.
In my whole life, I've never woken up from itchiness before. And I don't usually wear bug repellent either. I just sort of deal with it and I don't get too badly bitten. But I don't know. Gaz has got this stuff. I don't know if it's any good, but I need something going on because
Kind of gives like a little bit of relief.
it smells good. That's
Yeah.
why I like it.
Yeah,
It smells delicious, but well, not delicious. It smells fresh.
Yeah.
But yeah, my arms and legs are just like consistently burning today. So
Because I counted the other day, I had 110 bites on me.
that's a lot of bites, Gaz.
So I wonder how many you've got.
I don't know. Hopefully this is a deterrent. Bit of a test anyway. Ooh. Whoa. Bug life. Let's see what the fridge and freezer's doing today. Yep, good. So I have the fridge set on 5 degrees and this freezer set on -15. So sometimes we're a bit lazy, and when we leave camp we don't actually make the bed, we make it later in the day. But the problem with that, I've got a vent in the deck towards the back of the fridge that sucks the air out, but obviously it's not working and it's not on when we've got the mattress over the bed, so I just like to check on the fridge every now and then. Here we are down by the river, Daintree River. Not really the best spot to be casting a bait out, but it's as close as we can get the car to the water, and I want to have the rod in the rod holder on the bull bar, so here we are. Alrighty, so we got this little curly tail grub soft plastic on a 1/8 ounce jig head. Don't mind Bad Gaz gas bagging on the phone in there. So the theory here is we're going a bit smaller on the lure than what I typically would. I'm just trying to pick up, not a huge fish, but just hook a fish basically. Maybe a small mangrove jack or a barramundi. And this jig head is quite light because the water here is quite shallow, so I don't want it to get to the bottom really quick. I want it to sort of float its way down, just so it's got a little bit more time to give that tail some play. So let's go have a flick. Ooh! First cast. Oh! Whoa! I stuffed up there. I had my camera on and then I thought it wasn't on, so I hit it again to turn it on, but I turned it off. First cast of the day. I think that was a barra just come out of absolutely nowhere. Ooh! Oh, that barra attack took me off guard. It took it just here, like a foot out from the water. What happened was I hooked it and I hit my camera to turn it on, but it was already on, so I actually turned it off, which is a shame. So I missed most of that little battle there, but eventually the fish did get away, but probably because I was busy playing with my camera, so.
Well, you know how it goes by now, folks. Heaps of casts, no fish. I pumped out a bunch of casts where I hooked that first fish. I walked over to the crocodile cruise boats to see if there was a fish hanging out under there.
See if there's anyone hanging out around the edges.
I found this cool little drop-off zone which I fished as well.
Ooh, have a look at this. I don't know if you folks can see that, but there's a pretty solid, distinct edge there. Big drop-off, so I don't know, there could be a couple of fish just hanging on the other side of that, hopefully. Drop a lure in over there and slowly work it back to that edge. I'm just going to let that lure sink there now a bit. I'm not sure how deep that is.
And I even tried a bit of jigging amongst the structure from the old pontoon. But I found absolutely nothing. That'll teach me for fumbling around when I get a fish attack next time. You snooze, you lose, as they say.
Sort of dangling that lure there.
Ah well, one last cast for good luck.
Let's have a cast into the abyss.
Let's get back to the car, see what Gaz is up to, and get on our way.
Chit-chatting on the phone.
Bubba says hi.
Hey Bubba. Here's a croc cruise boat over here. They're having a look for crocs and they've done the old reversal, so I'd say there's probably something on the other side of the river there. Oh, lost a thong here. Well, oh, what's this? No idea what that is.
Hey, buddy broke our thong.
What is that? I don't know where that's come from.
Yeah,
Anyway. This is what happens when Gaz goes off exploring. I've got to use the tripod. Just waiting for Bad Gaz to return from her walk, but I have found a random tree swing. Let's have a swing.
Well, this certainly wasn't on my to-do list for today, but this is one of my favourite things about cruising around and exploring. You just never know what you're going to find.
That was fun. I actually got more height than I was expecting on that thing. No, 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 Bad Gaz. Bad Gaz. Ready to roll?
Yep. It's like my shoes.
Check out the fashion, Gaz.
I really need to buy new shoes.
At least they're not both left feet.
True.
I got this weird oil on my ankle. Mystery oil. I was just telling Bad Gaz about swinging on this swing. Now she wants a demo, so I've got to get back out.
Get out, go on.
All right, I'm going. going, Gaz. I'm going, Gaz. Get the groove.
You look like when a kid says, I want to show you a trick. And it's not very good. Is that it?
Alright, that's enough tree swing action for one morning.
I thought you were going to go really high.
What? Wasn't that really high? Oh, it felt like I was so high.
You were recording in slow-mo.
I thought I was like 5 meters in the air.
Well, there we go, folks. We've drunk from coconuts, we've seen eels, mangrove jacks, crocodiles, bats, and barramundi. Ooh! We've had a rip on not one, not two, but 3 rope swings. We've of course found time for some ice cream and a meat pie, and we've done it all within the oldest tropical rainforest on planet Earth. If I could pass on a few pointers to my past self before visiting the Daintree region, they would probably be the following. 1. Prepare for the bugs. They are relentless. 2. Don't miss Cow Bay. It's one of my favourite beaches along the east coast of Australia, and if you've been recently, let me know if the rope swing still exists. 3. Invest in a Daintree River crocodile cruise. I reckon the tours are reasonably priced, well worth the money, and it's not every day you get the chance to see an iconic animal in such a beautiful place. Just make sure you don't get nibbled. Also, it's probably worth mentioning that you don't have to drive halfway across the country like we did to see the Daintree. I imagine the most popular way to visit would be to fly to Cairns Airport, hire a car, and then drive the 100 kilometres or so north to the Daintree. In the next episode, Gaz and I continue our travels around Australia and visit Mosman Gorge, which is about 40 kilometres south of the Daintree Village. I'll link that video here once it's posted, but for now I'll link you with a video of me actually catching a fish since we didn't get to do any of that today. Thank you very much for joining me. Feel free to say g'day in the comment section below, and of course, don't forget to like and subscribe for more FEC'n Adkentures. Cheers, legend. Have a good one.